How about that? Is that better? Can you hear me now? Hopefully that's better. Hello, welcome to Lauren and James. Thank you very much for letting me know. Great to have you. Welcome, Buttercup. Welcome. Here, excellent. Thanks, Lauren. There's the mighty Yarra River, world famous, and you can see the MCG in the background there. Hey, thanks for all the hearts. I appreciate that. Somebody's a lover, a heart giver. Thanks so much for coming. Yes, let me do my personal intro. My apologies. Welcome. I'm Pete Stream Live, and I'm coming at you from Melbourne, Australia. I'm a Periscope knowledge collector. So what I do is I collect knowledge all about how Newcastle. Fantastic. Good to have you. You can see Melbourne city skyline in the background there. Yes, I collect knowledge about Periscope and deliver it back to you guys, educator essentially. I go out looking for the best information that I can find so that I can teach to you, hopefully so it'll be implementable in your own business to grow your business and make you a better Periscoper. That's what I do. Rob Tiara's back. Fantastic. Was it for the scoping meetup? Hello, and thank you so much, Lauren, for sharing. I appreciate that. Thank you. G'day, Rob. Good to have you in. It's Monday morning here in Melbourne, and as you can see by my head covering, it's a little bit chilly, single digits. Good to have you, Rob. Very good to have you. We've got a street sweeper and cyclists, and there's a street sweeper and just in bed. That's shocking. No, I'm sure it's night time over there. G'day, Stephen, Mr. Waterbabel. Thank you so much for sharing on Twitter. I appreciate that. You were for golf. No, there was a whole bunch of Queensland Periscopers came down to meet the Melbourne Periscopers down in Melbourne. It might have been about 3 weeks ago. Yes, I am off to work down in South Melbourne here, and so I'm using the time of my daily commute from Flinders Street Station down to South Melbourne as a time when I can jump on and scope. Hello, Juju Barry. Now, thank you so much for coming on, and hello, Vinith. Ruby Periscope, I was invited. Yes, that was the one. Ruby Noosa organised it all. What do? I am a community manager for a co-working space that's just started up on Thursday. It launched here in South Melbourne. It's called Dimension 5 Hub, and it's it's all about creativity, innovation, particularly in the social entrepreneur space. So it's tied to a number of different kind of other businesses, and one in particular, which is the events company that runs the Creativity and Innovation Conference here once a year. Very good, internet marketer. Very good. I've come out of the sales and marketing consultant space, in particular digital marketing. And my side business, I suppose, is teaching businesses how to use live video streaming to grow their business and brand and get better engagement with their clients. Excellent. Now that is fantastic. Cajun Realtor, that is fantastic. I have a good friend up in Queensland who I'm trying to get using Periscope for exactly the same thing, a realtor. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's fantastic for those people who enjoy the real estate and want to see Cajun do his thing. Make sure you follow him. Excellent. That's great, Cajun Realtor. Thank you. Big clothing. Right. Fantastic. And what happened to that business? Did you sell it before the marketing? All right, here's my deal. Thank you so much for jumping on today, because I'm going to need your feedback. I have a contract, I suppose, to go into a school and teach Year 9 and Year 10 students. So it's not the seniors, but it's middle school. Teach them about business, entrepreneurial business in particular, which is fantastic opportunity. Very good. That's a good thing. Shows you're an entrepreneur and you're the right person to be on here. I have this opportunity, and so one of the things, tomorrow is my first day. It's actually the second day of a 4-day course, but they're all day, so they're full days. And one of the things I wanted to check with you guys is to see that I'm making sure that I'm covering all the topics that I need to. given that it's a year 9, year 10 student. Yes, we have a family. I have family. I have a lovely wife that I call Mrs. Pete Stream Live, and I have 3 children, 16-year-old twin boys and a 10-year-old princess, who are the loves of my life. However, let's get back onto the topic. I'm doing the high school teaching unit tomorrow, and yes, absolutely, thanks for asking anyway. When grew a business and held 20% of Australia. Fantastic, that's impressive. 20% of the golf market, that's a massive market. So one of the things that I was really keen to do is to give an idea for these high school students, particularly about the lean startup methodology. Eric Rice, who, for those of you who might know, he in particular encouraging the kids to have a go and get into business. But are you big on university? No. Yes, I've been to university and studied marketing. However, g'day Hans, good to have you on here, mate. I've done a Masters in Entrepreneurship and Innovation. Is it essential? No. Much more important is the experience. Much more. Not even comparison. It's nice to know the business basics, and it's nice to you'll bring a coffee. That's one of the most important things about business, I think, is coffee. Coffee meetings. I'm really keen, I suppose, to encourage these kids to get in. There's a difference between, I suppose, the methodology, if you look at the MBA style, very detail orientated and so on. Great for running businesses, but not for starting up. And you're behind me. Okay. How far are you behind me? Hands? The jogger. I can see a couple of joggers. You better catch up. No, you don't need to step into university. You certainly don't need to go to. And most of the most famous entrepreneurs flunked in school. So you're a stalker. Yes. Hey Dan, great to have you, mate. Dan Keck, excellent to have you in here, my friend. So, blue top buddy, we'll just keep running until you catch me. Anyway, I'm most keen to cover and use your, yes, absolutely, hands-on experience. The more the better. And one of the things that I need to encourage the kids tomorrow, I think, is get out and step out. And it's the old Google philosophy of fail often and fail fast. It's your secret to success. All right, Hans, catch up to me then. If you're jogging, you'll catch me in an instant. And unfortunately, that goes right against the schooling methodology of, you know, aiming to get it perfect the first time. Yes, absolutely, you do learn from your mistakes. You've been stopped by the police. Good on you. So I'm keen, and so some of the things that I'm covering with these kids is the whole idea about getting out there, looking for a problem first, looking for established businesses which are monopolised by a couple of them, and then go in as the disruptor. I'm thinking of the whole cost versus investments. Hello from Italy. Great to have you, Gregor. Gregor, is it? Giorgio. Very good to have you on. Fantastic. So there's some of the topics, but I'd be really interested to hear from you guys. What sort of things do you think I should make sure that I cover? Oh, thank you for, I try my best. I'm not very educated in the different languages. So what do you think are some of the subjects which are so important, particularly for entrepreneurial businesses, that I can impart with these kids, that I can cover. I'd be very interested to know what, particularly for you guys who have had businesses and who are, class themselves as entrepreneurs, what do you think are the important subjects, in particular to encourage the kids to get out and have a go and flex their entrepreneurial muscles, mind muscle? What do you think? Hans man, you coming back? Hello and welcome again. I'm interested. Come on guys, talk to me. Humility. Wow, that's an interesting one. Hey, Alan Curry, great to see you, mate. Importance in networking. Yes, absolutely. You never know. Hopeless explaining. I suffer from language. On Periscope, you don't have any language disabilities here. You can type as fast, as slow as you want. So you're welcome, my friend. Great to have you, Alan. Humility. Excellent. Alan, I'm teaching at Lighthouse tomorrow, the first of them. I don't know how long you've been on, Alan, but teaching on that course we were talking about, the entrepreneurial business course. So first day is tomorrow. Yes, absolutely. So I'm very keen. They've the teacher who's organising it with me is pretty much given me an open canvas. So they excellent. Hands keep coming. I find the people who achieved in businesses, yes, absolutely. I think the most creative people are the ones who see things differently from the norm. So encouraging the people who don't fit into the school system is also a really important point I want to make clear to the kids tomorrow. Yes, Kerry Packer had dyslexia, you're right. Very good point. And he comes up in one of the slides that I've produced about some of the better known or possibly better known. Dan Keck is back in the business. Yes, Richard Branson is the dude. He is a great example that most kids know about. He is the man. And I guess the encouragement, Steve Jobs flunked out of university. But tell me, what did Steve Jobs do other than Apple? Oh, you're right. He when he got kicked out of Apple, he went and started Pixar. Very good point. Very good point. I actually had him down on the list and then took him off because I couldn't remember what other businesses he'd started. Using the definition as an entrepreneur is the whole idea of a serial entrepreneur is always starting new business and creating, and Elon Musk is another one who falls into that category. Hans, you're a funny man. You're a funny man. Vladimir Putin, wow, he has dyslexia. Must be helpful when you've got lots of staffers to help you keep on track and be able to communicate what you're trying to say. You're right, I didn't know Vladimir had dyslexia. But fortunately we're getting a lot better now with encouraging. Hans, you'll have to keep coming up, mate. Keep coming up beside me. Who have we just had? Joyous Ganna. Very good morning and welcome. I'm Pete Stream Live. I'm coming at you from, I'm now in South Melbourne, Australia. Very nice country, Russia to visit. Yes, Russia, I believe, is an amazing country. I haven't got there. Bonjour, bonjour from France. Bonjour d'Australie. I can't unleash my French. I'll offend everybody. And the dog will, yep. No, I've walked further away from the Riverside Bar. I'm a long way away now. So, yes, I'm a bit further down the track. I'm out of the city. Fantastic, James. Yes, it's a fascinating country. Fascinating country. They do things differently. I know, bring out the winter gear already. Yes, Riley, it's single digit weather here at the moment, at 8 degrees when I got off the train. Je m'appelle Jerome. Je m'appelle Pierre. Well, that's it. Oh my goodness, that's scratching the head trying to remember my high school French. It's great to have you on, Jerome. You're very welcome. Bonjour. So, guys, I've got a couple of suggestions from you, but I need more. Good old Melbourne, 8 degrees. It feels like minus 40. Yes, that's right. What's my take on dingoes? Pierre, yeah, the dingo question is a little bit off topic, so we won't cover that today, but I love them. As a pet, no problems. No problems, hands. So I'm interested, guy. Chilly here too. It's supposed to be raining for about... Oh, Riley, that's not the kind of weather you want. Thank you so much for the hearts, and thank you for the shares before, guys, for the people who jumped on and shared on their Twitter and followers. Yes, it's a beautiful... I've got the... what's it called? The Shrine of Remembrance in the background. There it is. So, yes, we have drop bears here in Australia for all the tourists. Thank you so much, Riley, for inviting your followers. We're having a little bit of fun now. Thank you, Carly Plink. Carly Plink, great to have you. Joe O'Brien, very good morning. With the steps also, yes, up to the shrine. Let me just frame this shot. There we go. The Shrine of Remembrance in the background there. And the stairs. So, any other... Will? Oh, thank you, Alan. I'd appreciate that. Particularly some of the material you were talking about with Christian businessmen, and you know, that would be fantastic if I can include some of that information. Yes, James, I'm with you on that one. Great proponent of the drop bear myth, encouraging people. Yes, and Periscope has only fueled that desire. So here's an exclusive for all the people here from overseas on the Pete Stream live scope. There's no such thing as a drop bear. I've dispelled that myth, but the Australians, being larrikins, pretty much every one of us, but we like to play the joke. Thank you so much, Joe. Yes, Harry, hello. Welcome, Harry Willisey. Good to have you. Yes, I do, Joe. I do. I'm a EPL. I'm a Spurs supporter, and unfortunately Manchester didn't beat the Foxes last night, but we're still in with a chance. We have snipes now. Now, Stephen, what are snipes? I don't know what snipes are. Please tell. So I found out it wasn't actually a real drop bear. She actually thought it was real on one scope, right? Man, no, they're not, Harry. Well, my sons go for Manchester United, and they're not great. They're fallen way down the line. What about, and jackalopes? Okay, snipe hunting, make-believe creature. Okay. Is that goats or goals you're talking about, Liverpool? I'm from Oldham. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Good to have you on, Harry. Spurs guest Liverpool supporter. I hope Leicester win. Yes, everybody but Spurs want Leicester to win, of course. However, it's making for a very interesting finish to the season. We just have to beat off the Chelsea's over the... Harry, please, I always try and have respect for my followers. Please don't use the F-bomb. Fine to have a little bit of banter, but not to cross the line. So, yes, I'm still interested to hear your feedback on what you think should be taught in the Year 9, Year 10 class that I'm doing on entrepreneurial business. Okay, fantastic. Hello, Ganna, it's great to have you from Ireland. We don't get enough Irish people on here. So, no, I believe everybody has a second chance. Action is the most... Great point, Stephen. That's a fantastic... Action is such the important, and having a go. Harry Kuehl, absolutely, Joe. He was a legend of Australian soccer. Murat, great to have you. I hope that's your first name. Great to have you on, Murat. My apologies if I'm abbreviating your name and it's not your proper name. but great to have you on. So action, I really like that, Stephen, is another important. Humility from Alan, action from Stephen. I'm in South Melbourne, Joe. I'm Pete Stream Live and coming at you from Melbourne, Australia. I'm just at a place called the Shrine of Remembrance, which is what that is in the background. It's a place where we honour our servicemen, all the people that have. Yes, there is plenty of young Irish in Melbourne. It's a place where we honour all the servicemen who have died for us in particular, but also served us. Rachel, my G. Okay, I'm not sure what that's about, Joe, but in Australia we fear. Yes, absolutely, Alan. I was explaining to the teacher last night. It's one of the first things they ask over in America. How many times you failed? Tell us about your failures. And it's seen as a badge of honour, whereas in Australia it's quite opposite. It's seen as a reason not to invest in you. So one of the things that I want to encourage them is to change that, or start changing that thought, because it's more important that you have experience. And hopefully if you're a lifelong learner, you're going to learn from your failures. And so you get better. So the more failures you have, the better chance you're going to get to success. Is it? No, it's 8:44 in Melbourne at the moment. Different parts of Australia are on different time zones, but the eastern seaboard, I think, are now all in queue, and it's about 8:45 in the morning here. Monday morning. Oh my goodness, Harry. 11:45 in England. That's very late. You got to go to work tomorrow or school. Sunday morning. Right. You get to. Yes, good on your work. Yes, everybody needs to work, it's important. 3:45 p.m, Rachel? I hope not AM. Yeah, 11 p.m. here in Newcastle. All right. Bank holidays, we love them. No, I'm not in America, I'm from Australia, Melbourne, Australia. Donde vas, Cameroon? Whoa, Harry. Cut the language, my friend, otherwise I've got to block you. I'm not going to accept that for my Pete Squad. Anybody who comes onto my scopes are members of the Pete Squad, hashtag Pete Squad. But one of the things that we do have is mutual respect, so we don't F-bomb. Fantastic, Gamma. A nurse, we always need them. No, I don't support South Melbourne, I support Sydney FC, who didn't do very well this season. But let's get back onto the business topic. We've got action, we've got humility, we've got not being afraid to fail. So that's about action and keeping on working and keeping on thinking. Rachel Joe, careful. Yeah, not cool, gentlemen, even insinuating it. Please choose more appropriate language. So that's a good call there, Harry. Yes, that's an excellent point. The hardest decision in business is starting. Thanks, James, for contributing with that. Yes, the innovation, being innovative, that's really hard. I wonder if innovative is part of who you are or whether something you can learn. Yes, Harry, it sure is, and we don't use it. Bonjour, jokes, Rachel Stream. All right. So, yes, the so important to be getting out and failing, which is why I like the Google saying so much. What is it? Fail often and fail fast. And the idea is to find out whether it's going to work before you invest too much into it. It's better to put a little bit of money to find out it doesn't work than putting a whole bunch of money and time. I'm sorry, Harry, that's just not cool. That is not cool. When you pop your head up again, mate, you'll have to go, unfortunately. Yes, but we're not going to have that kind of language, sorry. Not interested in that. So thank you anyway for, yes, 3 strikes and you're out. So continuing down this like, what else can we be sharing with these kids? I see it a real opportunity to be able to encourage kids to get into business and the kangaroos, not in the city unfortunately, no kangaroos, kangaroos. I suppose, I don't know about you, but when I was at school I remember the business subjects. Yes, Prima Pink, thank you so much for contributing. Not to give up, absolutely. Getting in there, Harry misses me. Oh, that's nice. So, I suppose when I was in school, one of the things that turned me away from the idea of being a business person was that the topics were always brought across in such a plain and boring manner. And it didn't attract me because I just couldn't get interested in the way that it was being taught, i.e. commerce and economics. So hopefully one of the things that I can encourage these kids is the excitement of being in business and the interesting aspects. So some of those, now obviously stories is a really important thing, in the marketing side of me talks about coffee shop. Yes, coffee shop, absolutely. Business, absolutely. But one of the things that I want to try and educate the kids in is the difference between a business and an entrepreneur, a business person and an entrepreneur. And there's a distinct difference, and particularly in the media. I did a search on Google overnight for entrepreneurs, and the majority of the people who they actually put up there on Google are not what I'd call entrepreneurs, but rather just businessmen, very well-known businessmen of disruptive businesses. But most of them, like Mark Zuckerberg. As far as I know, Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook when he was at college and hasn't done anything else. Now, that's not a entrepreneurial person. Sure, he's got lots of good ideas and he's developed his business well, but that's from my understanding, or the definition of entrepreneur, that's not an entrepreneur when you've always just been in one business. That's a businessman, and he had a disruptive product, and he's certainly done a fantastic thing in creating his business, but it's certainly not a entrepreneurial. I wouldn't class Mark Zuckerberg as an entrepreneur. What about you? Excellent, Mr. Leeds. Good to hear that you like business. What do you think? Would you classify Mark Zuckerberg as an entrepreneur? I'd be interested to hear. Thank you, Stephen. You've come back with a no. If something doesn't work, apply new principles. You must keep focused. Well done, Primer. Thank you for that. Entrepreneurs don't make money between 8 and 5. Ooh, that's an interesting comment. I like that. CBW, thank you. I don't want to start him. I know not so good things. Yes, okay. You're not a fan, James. You're not a fan of his principles. Yes, Scammer. Certainly Elon Musk is definitely an entrepreneur of probably one of the most preeminent entrepreneurs at the moment. Welcome, whether you're 14, 15, it's fantastic that you've come here, and I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts on what you think a entrepreneurial business course would actually, some of the things that you'd think, some of the topics you think that it'd cover. I'd be very interested to hear. Or what would make it interesting for you. Yes, I'm Pete Stream Live. You need to learn how to fill up your own gas tank. Everything runs. CBW. Was that an analogy? You need to be able to fill up your own gas tank. I like that. Not when you sell your privacy. Yeah. Yep. Yes, the whole privacy issue with Facebook. Right. Leeds, I will unblock Harry after this scope is finished, but I'm not going to have his potty mouth on here any longer. Sorry. Yes, Stephen, Water Babble, need to be a problem solver. That's such an important thing, because business is all about problem solving, and ultimately your business should be started on the idea that you're fixing somebody's problem. Someone here stream. Absolutely. Who's going to stream? There might be a bunch of people who leave here and go and join you. So yes, that's some good points there. I like this. CBW. I like your analogy about everybody needs to fill up their own gas tank. Very good. CB, good to have you. Rachel, if you visited Arizona, would you meet? Oh, okay. Hello and welcome to everybody who's jumping on. David Roberts, very good morning and welcome. It's 5 minutes to 9 o'clock here, Melbourne, and it's probably about 10 degrees. Hey David, great to have you. Thank you for the encouragement, Joe. That's kind of weird. Yes, so, all right, I really appreciate those points for the guys that have jumped on and contributed. Thank you so much. There's a few reasons why I don't agree with how you got funding. He got Mark Zuckerberg. Yes. Okay, the funding model he used. No, get to know. Then you meet them. Yes, absolutely. That's a different topic. The funding that Mark Zuckerberg got. All right, you also need to have I think, yes, CBW, I think that falls under the heading of passion. You've got to be passionate about what you want to do. And ultimately, it's not about the money you make, it's about solving the problem. So, yeah, it's great point. Being passionate, actually enjoying. If you enjoy what you do, you never work a day in your life. I'm in Melbourne, Australia, Mr. Leeds. Oh, Mr. Leeds. You don't have to stay on here, you can leave at any time. Promise I won't hold you here. Guys, thank you so much for contributing. He used funding from shadow companies that the CEO gave him as the startup capital. Wow, James. It's a bit of conspiracy theory behind that, it sounds like. Oh, Leeds. We don't need that. Rachel, stream now. All right, Rachel, it's your turn. You've been called up to go and stream. Everybody else, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate you contributing. Some very good points. Stephen, Alan, CBW, thank you very much. I've logged those in now and I'll be sure to include them in my material for tomorrow. And I am actually going to finish up on Pete Stream Live, finishing up here in South Melbourne, Australia. And I'm just reading your comments. Thank you very much, but none of them contribute to the topic. We were talking about what I should add to a course that I'm teaching in Year 9, Year 10 high school tomorrow about entrepreneurial business, to see what other topics I could include that will help and encourage the kids to jump in and become entrepreneurs themselves. So thank you so much. I appreciate the people who have jumped on and followed me. I will be going on, and if you're serious and have a serious bio, I will follow you back. Thank you so much for coming on and contributing today. I'll see you tomorrow. I will be doing a scope. It'll be a little bit earlier than normal because I'm doing the teaching tomorrow, and I look forward to speaking to you then. Keep a lookout on Twitter for #PeteSquad, or follow me on Twitter, and I'm going to tell you what the topic will be then tomorrow. And I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great day, great evening, great sleep, great afternoon, wherever you are around the world. I'll see you later, guys. Thanks so much for coming to join. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the follows. Now we go to Dickie time. Hey, CBW. Tell me where you're from, CBW. I've enjoyed your comments today. Tell us where you're from and what you scope about so people can choose to follow you as well. But now we're going to go to Dickie time. Ah, you're in Melbourne. Melbourne. Which part of Melbourne? I'm down in I live in the southeast, but obviously, yes, not far from me. I'm down in Keysborough. Is where I live, so not far from there, from Bentley, nice part of the world. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you again soon, CBW. And make sure you follow me. I'm going to finish up now. We've got Dickie time, which is when I try and turn the stop broadcast button, and invariably doesn't work. And so I sit there muttering to myself. So please excuse me if you've never seen this before, but we'll see.